Hey guys, I'm sorry for the crazy hair and looking tired, but I just wanted to do a quick video on PCOS for YouTube and for my blog. I have a lot of followers that also suffer from PCOS, and I haven't said a ton about it on Instagram or on my blog or anything, but it's something that I want to start speaking out more about. So I was diagnosed about 8 years ago. I think it was when I was right at the beginning of college, and I was really struggling because my periods were not regular at all. I was going months and months without them. I was quite a bit overweight. I definitely gained the freshman 15 times a few. I just definitely was struggling with that. So I went to the doctor and they put me on metformin and they put me on birth control. And, I tried it for a while and it definitely was something that works for people, but it did not work for me. It really messed with my stomach. And I know that there's a lot of people that say that just, keep pushing through. Well, I tried to push through for over a year and it wasn't for me. And I'm definitely not saying that it's not for other people because it does help many people. So I was insulin resistant, which means that my body just was not processing food in general, right? Later, I found out that I had a lot of food allergies, and that's kind of another part of my journey. But the first part, I really struggled. I was like, what the heck do I do with this PCOS? I mean, I wasn't anywhere near ready to have kids, so that wasn't really affecting me. But I think anytime your doctor tells you that you might be infertile and that you might not be able to have a baby, I think that just hits any woman, no matter what age you are. So I just kind of tried to put it in the back of my mind and forget about it for a long time. And I did. I mean, sometimes I didn't even equate myself with having PCOS. Then a little bit later, quite a few years later, I, was struggling with a whole bunch of things. I had been off of that metformin for a long time. I was still struggling with my weight. I had a lot of stomach issues, and that's kind of what led me to the next part of my journey. And when I started, when I found out that I had a gluten allergy, and that's what caused me to go gluten-free. The diet for PCOS that works the best is a low glycemic diet and one that is very low in carbs, more higher in protein and good fats. And I didn't really think about it at first that all these things could be correlated, but they were for me. And as soon as I went gluten-free, I lost about 50 pounds. It just kind of fell off pretty fast. I was hardly doing any exercising either. It was just, I guess, what my body needed to regulate itself a lot more. I went off of birth control around that time as well. I never liked birth control. It really made my mood crazy, my body feel weird, but it was the only thing that made me have a period regularly, so I stayed on it. But I got off of it back, I guess, in the fall of 2011, and I haven't been on it since then. It took a while to regulate my periods after that. My body went through a whole whirlwind of craziness, but just due to the fact that I was eating a healthy diet, it really started to help my body and eventually regulated my period for the most part. I had not gotten down to an official normal cycle until I started working out more this past January. So now I'm at a 28 to 34 day cycle. I just visited the doctor not too long ago, and she was really excited that I had gotten it down that way naturally. And a lot of my symptoms, I don't have near as much acne, hardly any. The only time I have it is usually during that time of the month. And I mean, I still do have, struggle with some facial hair and a little bit of back acne, but overall, it's just significantly improved. Total weight loss at this point is about 75 pounds because I gained a little bit back when I was struggling back in this past fall. I know that a lot of people that have PCOS, a lot of the girls that I coach, a lot of people that I talk to that follow me on Instagram, a lot of people struggle, especially with the lack of having enough energy to get through workouts, and also having enough, I guess just, you get down on yourself, you get really frustrated, we have a hard time. And I say this, and this doesn't apply to everybody, but I know that a lot of people that have PCOS really struggle with just, getting started and sticking with it. And I think that applies to more than just people with PCOS, but it's something that I've overcome. I stuck with a consistent workout plan for over 10 weeks, and I'm still going. I have so much more energy. I'm really, much happier, more optimistic. And I think that a lot of the things that I've learned over the last few years is just that you really have to work on you every single day. And, the doctors can provide us with whatever medicine, with whatever tools that they know, but they don't know a whole lot about PCOS yet. They're still learning, and there's definitely things that they can help you with, but you really have to work on you. Whether you're taking metformin, whether you're taking any of the other medications that they provide for helping to conceive and other things, that's great. And keep doing whatever, you feel good with and whatever your doctor, is feeling good with. But just make sure to ask questions. And if something doesn't feel right for you, ask about those things, reach out to other people that are struggling with the same thing as you do. I think that I would have been much, much better off if I had reached out to people earlier on when I was diagnosed with PCOS. My biggest regret is not starting all of this a lot sooner, because I really think that if we work together and share, advice and, listen to what has worked for other people, we really can make those changes within ourselves and help to fight PCOS. It's definitely not something that has to define us. There's plenty of people that I know that, or that I've, met through social media that, have had PCOS for years too, or recently diagnosed, and they have overcome it. They've gotten pregnant. They've regulated their periods. It is possible. So, don't let it define you. Don't let it get you down. There's no sense in doing that. And if you struggle, if you need help, ask questions, reach out to me, reach out to the hundreds of thousands of other people that suffer from this on a daily basis, and just don't let it define you. I put PCOS fighter in my, on my blog and on my Instagram, but I put it as fighter because I don't want it to be something that defines me. I don't want it to be something that holds me back from achieving my goals, because I think for so long I said, I have asthma, I've always been overweight, I have PCOS, I'm insulin resistant, and the list goes on. And those were my excuses. I let them be my excuses. Now, they are real things that I struggle with, real diagnoses that I have. It's not stuff that I've made up by any means, but they became excuses. And they don't have to be excuses. You can overcome them. You can shatter them and get rid of them in many ways. So, just please reach out, whether to me or other people, like I said. And, that's just a little bit about my journey. I'll post a little bit more about, specifics of how I did that, things that, have worked for me. And it's okay if it doesn't work for you. And if you don't want to share that, do that on your journey. That's fine. This is just me. This is just the things that have worked for me. So thank you for listening to my rant about PCOS this morning. And I hope that you guys have a lovely Monday. And just remember, it doesn't have to define you. Thanks.